I'm going to studying, contemplating, and practicing, meditating on the teachings of the great teacher, thinking of those old thoughts. Together with it, also activated our purity realization, understanding. With this, then we go to again. Talking about the motivations. Motivation as joy and appreciation. Together with this, always in the teaching says that I said so many times, you know, that is the four renunciation thoughts. And then also the devotions. Those are very, very crucial, important. Very crucial, important. Renunciation, for renunciation, as I other day mentioned, Great Master Great Master Dzogchen mentioned it is the anchor of the practices, anchor that. And then this devotion is really warm or the sunlight of the practices. We planted the seed on the ground. Now it started developing or shooting out. Also moisturized. All of those are like body japa, you know, that all they're planted. But even though everything is there, it needs sunshine. And understand. This devotion is the sunshine, the warmth. And that will bring then all perfect soil, perfect condition, perfect situation. Then it will bring growth of what we are expecting. If we continue taking care of that, it will come. And so that's what really is. So therefore, this again, we talk a little bit about this four renunciation as I've been talking that and in a way reminded to all of us. First, it is precious importance. And that we discuss a little bit, all that. We all have the 18 endowments. But sometimes we linger about the 18 endowments, 10 luxuries. Maybe 10 luxuries will be sometimes all in the text. And sometimes maybe it's going down to the 17, 18, and the 16, and the 15, and so forth. Maybe going down. If that is happening, we should reactivate that, because we all have that. Why this all happening? Due to the obstacles, due to the distractions, due to the emotions, due to the mundane activities, habitual activities. Even we have the full of those luxuries, still is damning. In a way, robbers are robbing those things, carrying away them, carrying them. Therefore, we have that, because the practice is not going to be done by someone else that are going to benefit us too much, because we are going to practice, and that's what the great teacher Buddha said. Take responsibility yourself. Take responsibility yourself. And that is really what it is. So therefore, always like checking of those things. That is also known as mindfulness. Putting into the action and keeping up the aware about our situation and circumstances, we keep up that. And always we try to do the best. That is known as a practicing, trying to do the best. We are ordinary sentient beings, many of us. Therefore, we can make mistakes. We can be disturbed by the emotions, distractions, habituated, so on and forth. But if we can continue to carry with that stream or that river, then our practice, identity of practice is lost. Therefore, it's a responsibility to check that. So we have always intact of these 18 endowments, all the 10 luxuries, that which is important. With those thoughts, and then reflecting on the impermanent. Impermanent is entirely everything is within impermanent. Permanent. So if we have always don't reflect the impermanent, what is that? Then it becomes the permanent. Permanent attitude deceives us. It really deceiving. It's very deceiving. It's very naive. It is very low key, but it is deceiving. When is us deceived, that who will become the loser in a way? Ourselves. What we are going to lose? Our spiritual growth, our realization, our development of the practice will become victims, or it will be lost. Therefore, we should always have this impermanent understanding. It is true. Exactly, it is true. So therefore, great masters are laid out, as I listed yesterday, and you all know that. Also reflecting of the whole universe, of the world is impermanent. So, and what in the teaching said, meditate on the impermanent by reflecting of the where universe is. Universe is. So that means, what meditate means reflect on that. See that clearly as it is. So that means we are broadening our knowledge and understandings. And this universal world, according to Buddhism, or where we are now, is not here all the time. It's not been all the time. It came. It came. And those are in the teaching mentioned, it took 20 eons to develop this full function of this world. 20 eons. It's gradually developed. Gradually developed everything. First the wind, then water, then earth, then fire, and of course space is always there, but then all the graduation done. And now we're here. What now is a function. And how long this is going to last? According to Buddhism, it's going to stay another 20 eons. 20 eons going to stay. And it start, of course, beginning from beginnings times. But even for in the morning, what's called scientists, I don't know exactly how they say it, but how many things they change in the world where they're talking that. Once upon a time, maybe all these continents are together, many of those together. Then separated by the waves or the earthquakes, whatever. That and separated all now what you see. Asia, Europe, and Africa, and South Africa or America, all that's Australia, all those in a way divided. According to scientists, it still is moving, still is changing. I heard that, and you know more better than that. Sure is true. Buddhism said generally there is two impermanent. One is called gross impermanent, and other is a subtle impermanent. Subtle impermanent is always there, therefore then it brings the gross impermanent, such we talking that impermanent. That is not just came by itself suddenly. It's moving, it's coming. Every second, every moment is shifting and changing and moving. That. So, as scientists say, it's still moving. And still Himalaya is growing. I'm sure you heard that. Himalaya is growing. And Kashgar mountain is still sinking. I don't know it's true or not. Still it's one of the oldest mountains on the earth. And it's sinking. That means it's changing. All that changing. And then according to Buddhism, then it is all that what in the teaching said. Golden ages. And then Zodi, Yidi, and then kind of like Yidi, two quarters of the golden age is last. And then only gone like, only one quarter is left. And then the degenerations. Those are in the Buddhism action. All that is changing one after another. And the end of this universe, or the according to Buddhism, end of the 20 eons, this very world is destroyed, completely destroyed by the fire, water, and the wind. Completely destroyed. Destroyed. There's, according to Buddha's teaching in Abhidharma, there's no inhabitable state. All gone. Gone. Completely destroyed. Destroyed. Then how long this where the earth is, or this world is, according to Buddhism, it will remain 20 eons completely empty space. Nothing is existing. Empty space. But then again, it will reform. So everything is a 20 eon, 20 eon, 20 eon, 20 eon, and whole circle is 80 eons. 80 eons in the Buddha teaching mentioned big eons. Those 20 eons, the small eons or the medium eons. Big eons is then 80 eons. So 80 eons, the full circle of the in a way, birth, existing, dissolution, and dissipate. That will come. So this is how everything is really changing. And then we look at all this, like what things, what when we see this how many things even now changing. The earthquakes and hurricanes and cyclones and natural disasters, one after another. So many things are changing and coming, all that is happening. Even many scientists, now everyone will say it's because of due to the climate changes. But doesn't matter whatever, it is changing. It is really changing, so many things. So those are known as reflecting the impermanent about the universe, the world, all that. Then reflecting of the inhabitants of these beings. Inhabitant beings, that means the living beings. And of course in here, living beings, on earth, how many there? According to Buddha's teaching, among 6 realms, we have 2 living beings actively, or 2 realms actively engaging this world, and which is the human and animals. According to Buddha's teaching, all animals are not here, that on this earth. But there is many other can be in a different. But this, who is sharing this, is by actively, openly, by the animals and the human beings. But now we think of the human beings. How many things again changed? According to Buddhism, ancient time or the golden age time, that everyone is so happy, so excited, so calm, so peaceful. There is no violence, no difficulty, troubles. And then this difficulty and the troubles, all the fightings, the quarrelings, the arguing, all that started because the growing the emotions is all started. Then same time is become changed, one after another. Then another, all that change. And then also in science they say the evolutions. At the beginning of time, those are evolutions, whatever that is. It's changing. Now what we are. And they have looked to the evolutions. Those are what the scientists. It's all changing one after another. And then we started thinking, oh, those civilized countries. Many people kind of talking about the minds. How civilized are those? Once upon a time, they're dominating and controlling. They're flourishing, prosperities. According to his story, they're so prosperous, so well, so ordered. And then at Atlantic City, I heard, there's something. Everyone you think this, that time, well, they are operating that time, no one think this doing that, going to disappear, like what did happen. And then not just only that, so many things we can see. Even now, we go, those tourists, they go to visit this, all the ruins, all the monuments. They're not just ruins and monuments at the time, but all they're so flourishing, beautiful, so kind of upkeeping, lifting up that. And now it just become ruins. Ruins. So this is how all that happened. All this happened. And then everything is changing, moving. And even at the animal level, ancient times, the scientists said dinosaurs. And now those are extinct, gone. Maybe except some says that alligators are the part of the remaining of the and crocodiles and alligators, and then there's in Puerto Rico they call chicken of a tree. Chicken of a tree. What is the name there? What? Coqui. Coqui. Yeah, could be coqui. The chicken of a tree is what? Iguana. Iguana. I heard it. Some say those are the like remaining of the kind of like dinosaurs. Dinosaurs. Okay. So, but otherwise, majority dinosaurs gone. Only we see in the museum, kind of empty. That, I mean, so many really things that change, shift, this, that. I mean, just all this. That's just really known as reflecting the impermanent abode, inhabitants. Then we're thinking of in the teaching, so this third group of the reflecting is thinking of the noble beings. Noble beings. Noble beings such as, according to Buddhism, noble beings, all those ancient great masters, realizing masters, including Buddha Shakyamuni, such great beings, great power, great knowledges, and transforming water into the fire, fire into the water, walking in the sky, sleeping in the sky, sitting on the sky, going through the walls. I mean, Buddha teaching, not just the Buddha only, Arhats. All those Arhats. One after another we read the story in the teaching, how much they are, how powerful they are. They have completely conquered the phenomenal systems where things are. Change, they shift them. And then like 80 Mahasiddhas, those 6 ornaments of the Jambudvipas, of great scholars, masters. And now, what we see? Only life stories. Stories. And in Tibet, there's so many great masters came, one after another, great beings. And we started from the 8th century, during the time of Ngorapa Masamba. 25 disciples of the Ngorapa Masamba. Again, their spiritual power, realization power, they changing, shifting things, elements. Flying in the sky, and moving so fast from distance to distance. And shifting things, stone in the gold, water in the solid liquids. I mean, so many things. Even there, those are really, there's some monastery has treasures, as the object of treasure. They kept those things. All these things. And then in the Christianity, for example, Jesus Christ, who transformed the bread, one bread, for so many breads, understand? Or small container of the beer, changed so many for so many peoples. And also, he's renowned as Son of God. But however, on the surface level, also he left. It is all that you all know. And then not just all those great saints, one after another. In Hindu, there's so many great masters, great those powerful, that in the Tibet, I say, of course, also in the Nyingma, in the Sarma schools of Tibetan Buddhism. There's so many great masters, really came one after another, just like Buddha. He came, such as great master Malarepa, Marpa, and Gampopas, and then so forth. Great master Sajapanda, I mean, all these things. And then all those great Tetums, masters, they're so powerful, their realization is so strong and high. And when they did those all beneficial activities, how powerful they are, how smooth they are, how efficient they are. But also now is what is only in the memories, only on the books that we read, or only on the wall paintings. Their physical is not here, as it used to, as it was in the time, is gone. So thinking of that, those are all known as, in the teachings, reflecting the impermanent with the holy beings or noble beings, realized beings. And then reflecting the impermanent with the powerful ones, powerful beings over this earth. So many powerful beings came one after another. Every country has his story. Really, one after another. They're so powerful, they dominate. Even hearing names could be scared. That kind of powerful. Powerful and dominating, conquering every direction. Conquering. So majesties. One after another, those powerful beings. Every country has that. And we know that. I mean, you all know this. And now what is? It's just only, again, histories. Maybe some, maybe not all, but even in his stories. But some of that we see in his stories. So this is known as thinking, reflecting impermanence of the noble holy beings. Then reflecting impermanence in variety ways. Variety things. And thinking of the world, thinking of the beings, thinking of the everyone, thinking of ourselves, for example, our family members, our friends, our neighbors, our young time, like the long friends of the early age, thinking of that. Thinking of that variety, and even our animals, our deer, like pet animals. And all that we think, variety level, come thinking of that. It's all now, mostly is gone. Mostly is disabled. It's only in our memories. That's how the samsara or the world is. It's all there. And in the great Buddha said, generally, the one end of the birth is death. End of the erecting or the building up is going to fall. End of the climbing up in the up is going to fall. End of the gathering will depart. That is what it is true. It's all that. And therefore, what great Master Tampasanya said, we are gathering here as like short time as at the flea market. So flea market won't last long time. Flea market. But when you come to the flea market, it's short time, maybe one day or whatever that is. And therefore, in particular, the family member and the friends don't argue, don't fight. It's short time in the flea market, having a good time, and be nice to each other. That's what the great Master Tampasanya said to his disciples or close disciples in the Tingri region in the East. West Tibet. It's like together, it's just a gathering, short time in a way. Therefore, be nice to each other, patient to each other, kinder to each other, understandable to each other. And we do that. This is our practice. We're not just doing leaving up the practice behind, doing something that. Those are all our practices. Really, that's nothing else. That's the practices. So therefore, those are known as then reflecting the impermanent various ways. First, in the book. And the next one is then individually thinking comes on side. I am also impermanent. As everything, I'm impermanent. What will be? Cause. Where will be? What condition? Those all unknown. Nothing is sure for us. Except we sure that we will live. That is for sure. What situation, what circumstances, what conditions, what cause, all that is unknown. And therefore, we should take these opportunities and win those unsure, not sure. Therefore, take these opportunities. And then the teaching said, practice. Practice. Do good things that you will not feel regret, disappointed. At the same time, you will give good impression to your family, friend, others. Good impression. That is fulfilling of lives. meaning for our lives. That is what it is. Then next one is always reflecting the impermanent. Don't forget that impermanent. Don't forget. Every time practice. When you practice, begin to remember the impermanent. And it's all, and their sense is all but impermanent. When we are gathering together, or where we are alive, it's how wonderful. Many people say that every day is new days. It's true. Every day is a new day. Every day is fresh. Every day is very fortunate. We are here, still we are going to do good things. Enjoy, appreciate, take the advantage of that time as much as we can, develop to our mind, our understanding, knowledge. Knowledge and understanding what we develop, according to Buddhism, that is going with us when we live. Whatever we develop with mind, it really goes. Whatever we develop with physical, all that even also good, but it's all going to stay behind. But developing with the mind, anything that we can do, developed. Of course, dharma, practice, love, kindness, compassion, those are inherent in nature, so that means it's revealing more, and then that will go with us. So therefore, impermanent is, in the teaching said, impermanent is so special. It helps in the beginning time to activate our joyful effort. In thinking of impermanent, it will keep the joyful effort continually there. And have the impermanent, then we will become more humble, more simple, more peaceful, more practical. That really will come in. And finally, then it brings fruition of our journey of the realization or journey of the practices. And what great Master Manarapa said in one of his songs, said, first I came to the mountains thinking of the impermanent. Then I practiced or I meditate. Now I am that attitude of the impermanent going to kind of that attitude, uncomfortable feeling of the impermanent, completely gone. Now that he reached the fearlessness status. That is how impermanent will eject that realization that we have that. This thinking of the permanent instead of impermanent, permanent is the wrong understanding. There's nothing is really impermanent. It stays forever. That permanent attitude with sentient beings are deluded. Everyone, for example, in this world, they are really deceived by that, and doing all the different things, and serving for the egos, making so many trouble. Maybe it's gaining a little bit benefit for time being also individuals, but it's creating so much difficulty, troubles to everyone. Still thing is good. Then all that nothing is really going to last forever. As we said about this all those powerful beings that who came in this world, it's all gone. So those are really about the impermanent. Again, in this, so now what we did, we went through really about the precious human body and the impermanent. And now we go to the widow's understanding, we go to our Dzogchen teaching.